doing tonight? Yes. You picked a good night to leave the house. Oh, God. But before we even get into the show, before I get too deep, can you believe this jacket? Can you handle this jacket? Can you believe I transferred buses in this jacket? It doesn't pay $1 to be gay Beetlejuice. No, I'm just looking at my front row here. I feel so bad for all of you. You probably have not seen this much makeup since the last time you were at a funeral. This is a lot up close. My eyelashes are so heavy, oh my God, if I fell off right now, they'd break all 10 of my toes. You do not understand. My makeup identifies as plus sized. I bought my eyelashes at Lane Bryant. If you're ever confused up here looking at the makeup, like my makeup's not a metaphor for anything. The best thing you can relate it to, my straight girls in the audience, it's the exact same thing as your boyfriend's football jersey. He does not identify as a member of the team, just a fan of the game. I never wanted to be a woman, I do like the accessories, but that's a completely different issue. But I am really happy that I could be here to kind of give this character away because I've had so much fun doing stand-up looking like this for the past 4 years. But let me tell you, I've had enough of looking like porn you're afraid to click on. It's really been a beautiful time, but I mean, I look like the winner of a beauty pageant. No one else was qualified to enter. But yeah, if you're at all confused, believe it or not, this is my version of a Black American man. My pronouns are what, why? But I am curious in my audience here, can you put your hands together if you date men or if you've ever dated men? Do you hear that sound? Do you hear the heartbreak? The disappointment? The crying at 2 a.m. over nothing? Did you hear that? You just heard the sound of 32 bitter bitches. That's what you heard. Because I spent almost like 10 years dating men, and let me tell you, relationships with men at their very, very best can just be humiliating. You know? Like, my friends have been asking me for years, Matt, when are you gonna settle down with a nice guy? And it ain't happening, okay? I have wanted to live alone since I was 5, okay? I never had boy toys. I had man plans. Because, like, I don't know, I've been in love with men 3 different times, but I've also been single with minor interruptions for the past 3 years. And let me fucking tell you, there is no point when I was alone in my clean, quiet apartment doing whatever the fuck I wanted, did I ever think, I would be so much more emotionally fulfilled if someone just asked me where the remote was. Isn't that every relationship you've ever been in? Even if you fall in love, you are sentencing yourself to 47 years of where's the remote? Why don't you stand up, Daddy? Well, would you look at that? It's not worth it. I never ever was jealous when people were bragging about their boyfriends because I've been there, and I was never ever jealous of people who had kids. Do we have any parents here tonight? Okay, a couple IUDs failed. I always ask where the parents are because I'm sure you're happy. I'm sure you're having a great time. But at no point when I've ever been in my quiet, clean, beautiful apartment have I ever thought to myself, I wish I could scrub shit off a wall. I have 36 Mr. Clean magic erasers and I've done nothing with them and it's tearing me apart. These are not problems I ever had. But that joke earlier about my makeup looking like a casket job, I'm kind of dead-ass fucking serious. Okay, let me tell you a story. When I was in high school in Springfield, Illinois, when I was about 15 years old, my sister-in-law, she had a cousin pass away young. She was in her 20s. She was a hairdresser. She was glamorous. She loved to look perfect every day, and I can relate. And when she passed away, her family members told the funeral home that, that Becca wore a smoky eye every day of her life, and they wanted her to look as glamorous as possible in the casket. Well, the guy, believe it or not, at the morgue in a town of 109,000 people didn't know what a smoky eye was. Could you believe that? Could you believe that? Didn't even know how to look for it on YouTube. No clue. And I wasn't in the room when the conversation went down, but this is what I imagine happened. Now listen, I don't know how to do all that, but if you leave here and go down, make a left and go down for about a mile, you're gonna see a McDonald's. Turn right, there's a high school. Go to the front desk and ask to see the black gay kid. There's only one. Last month, I saw him at my daughter's fucking volleyball game. He was wearing eyelashes longer than my wife's nails. Scared the shit out of me. Go ahead and ask him to do it. So when I was 15 years old, I was trusted to give someone the face that they'd go back to see God in. Seems like a bit of an adult responsibility. But I remember going to the funeral home that morning, and I really had a very interesting time doing her makeup, because it turns out when you're doing someone's makeup or hair that's already seen the great beyond, we are at a funeral, they don't leave you alone with the body because they're afraid you're gonna do something evil with it. I went to fucking elementary school with boys who lost their virginity to a chicken. They had their reasons to be afraid. So they didn't leave me alone with her, so I had to make small talk with the woman who was assistant director of the funeral home the entire time I was doing Becca's makeup. And you really learn a lot when you're doing a dead person's makeup. Did you know that they don't keep your eyeballs in there? They get in there with a melon baller or something. I don't know. Get your ice cream. But they scoop them out, and when I was doing her eye makeup, when I was pressing MAC amber lights across her eyelid with a 217, when I was doing her eye makeup, right then when I patted the brush to her eye, that's when I realized, oh, they just put a bunch of cotton back there. You live, you learn, you freak the fuck out, okay? That's life. That's life. It was beautiful. But speaking of things that have been freaking people the fuck out a lot recently, okay, have you noticed that everyone got all uptight about drag queens out of nowhere like a year and a half ago? I do not understand this whatsoever. I'm not a drag queen. I did get my DNA tested, and I'm 20% liquid eyeliner. But I'm not a drag queen, I know that for sure. But people always want to get uptight that drag queens want to go to schools and read to kids, and I don't think that's weird, but I think maybe instead of kindergartners, they should read to high school students because they'd get more out of it, okay? Think about this. Would you have missed one single day of AP English if drag queens taught you Shakespeare? I would have been there early and made the fucking copies. You have no idea. What would that even sound like? Oh, Charmian, where thinkst thou he is now, bitch? Stands he, or sits he, or does he walk? Or is he on his horse? Oh, happy horse, to bear the weight of Antony. Do bravely, horse, rejoice in whom thou movest, the demi-atlas of this earth, girlfriend! Yes. We would have 100% graduation rate. Yes. But I think it's absolutely crazy that people don't understand why drag queens care about books and why gay people care about libraries. When I was growing up, when I was younger, the library is where I could go to figure out the history of people like me. It's where I could figure out how we'd been treated. It's where I could learn about how we'd fought back. And it's where I could go to know for sure that I was not alone. Drag queens and gay people, they know for a fact that a few pages in a book can give you just a little bit of hope for a future with a life worth living for. And besides, if you follow any teachers on Instagram or TikTok, they keep talking about how none of the kids can read anyway. So it's up to the gay nerds to fix that, okay? If you want to teach someone how to read, there is a 2-wig minimum. Yes. That's what I believe. But a lot of you might wonder like what you're looking at with me because like I don't have they, them pronouns. I'm not a drag queen. I would describe myself as a gay man with a bisexual experience. I'll eat pussy in a well-decorated room. You just gotta give me a good reason. I can find the clit and nail polish that matches. I think these are useful skills. I do. I think that's important, goddammit. Because it's just one of those things, like, I don't know, gay men like pretty girls a lot more than straight guys do. Because we're not afraid of them. So, it's really a lot more fun. I mean, really, if you think about it, if you want to find somebody who really likes boys, and I mean really likes boys, you need to find yourself a straight man, okay? You need to find yourself a heterosexual man, okay? Because if you really think about it, straight guys do everything together. They work together, they have all their hobbies together, they want to play video games together and hunt and fish together. Straight guys even want to go to bars and look for pussy together. That's foreplay! Am I the only one here? Like, I don't understand this. Straight guys want to do at least 2/3 of all their activities with other men. I fucked dudes from the 8th grade on, and I only ever wanted to do one thing with them. My academic question is who's calling who a faggot? In this essay, I will. But I want to be really clear, like, I'm not calling straight guys homosexual. They're homo-social. That's the word. But, like, when I was growing up in Southern Illinois and Eastern Kentucky, like, you may find this difficult to believe, but I never had to formally come out of the closet. I don't really believe in coming out of the closet. I think it's rude to surprise people. So the way I handled it was by being a gay baby. It's true. I started crying when the doctor stopped slapping my ass. It's true. My first words were harder. Oh my God, I sued the nurse who took the thermometer out. You don't know what I had to go through. I was a gay baby. I was 8 before I was 7. I was a gay baby. I had a crotchless diaper. It's the truth. It's the truth. I am proud of who I am, goddammit. I was a gay baby and my pacifier was 12 inches long. Oh, don't act like you haven't been to that toy store. But I don't know. I know a lot of this room, like, we've got to be part of the LGBTQQIA HBO Go Amazon Prime community. Can you make some noise if you're a part of the flag? We love to see it. The gays came to see me. I love it. I'll never know why. I always love to see where we're at because did you all know that we have 2 Qs now in the LGBTQIA acronym? Yes, 2 Qs. The first Q is for questioning, which normally I'm a big supporter of because a lot of people question their sexuality at my apartment. It's a man, it's a woman, it's a long fucking story! And then the second Q is for queer, which is like a new word for me because I'm from Eastern Kentucky. Like, queer is like an Appalachian slur. Like, you're not queer, you're queer. That's a different thing. Like, I don't know, queer is like, it sounds like a word from before electricity. It sounds like a World War I word to me. My great-grandfather called me queer the day after he died. That's what queer means to me, but I mean, at this point, what would make a man queer? At least having some gender expression, some sexuality that involves men, and anyone who's ever done it knows that sex with men is not fucking worth it. Oh my God, sex with men, it's sort of like a vegan restaurant. Even when it's delicious, the portions are always way too small, you know? Sex with men, it's something I do out of boredom when there's no women around to talk to. Sex with men, it's one of those things, it's like a wedding. It's no fun without a cameraman. Sex with men, I don't know how I could explain it. Sex with men, it's sort of like a public school lunch. It don't smell good, but it's warm. I love a joke you can taste. That's one of my specialties. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like I've earned the right to get up on stage and tell all my gay jokes because, like, quite seriously, I'm so gay that I'm gayer than a basket of free condoms, okay? Like, it is the goddamn truth of it. It is the long and the short of it, if you understand me. Like, I'm so gay, I could sit on a sandwich and tell you what's in it. Onions. It's just one of those things when you grow up queer and you grow up in the middle of nowhere is that, like, you have a different kind of fun time because I grew up poor in a trailer park in Appalachia, okay? I have an uncle named Bones. Do you? He's catching Bigfoot right now. But you have so much fun growing up down there because, like, when I was a kid, we did not have money for fancy clothes like this. No way. I mean, I had to run around the house naked until I was 14. And then my mom bought me a jockstrap so I could mow the lawn. And I don't even know who I'm kidding. I'm so gay, my jockstrap's a diva cup. And my cup runneth over. But I've been doing stand-up for the past 8 years, and when you have family from the middle of nowhere, they try really hard to be supportive, they try really hard to get it, but it doesn't always come across that way because every single one of my uncles sounds like Boomhauer from King of the Hill. So, like, I can't even enjoy going home for fucking Thanksgiving because as soon as I sit down at the table and eat the instant mashed potatoes, because my mom tried really hard this year, when I sit down at that table, the first thing I can hear is first everyone take out their partial dentures. And then after that, I have to listen to one of my uncles. Now, Matthew, let me tell you, we've seen them videos you online telling them jokes on TikTok and on Instagram, and I really want you to know you've made a fine young man out of yourself. You're very talented, working very hard. I really do believe that you've made a fine young man out of yourself. I really do believe that going all over the country must be very brave. If your grandfather was alive, I don't even think he'd care you're queer. Thanks. But I told you guys that I'm from Eastern Kentucky, that I'm from Southern Illinois, and I am proud to be half black excellence and half white trash. I am. That is the combo meal I will never stop serving. Believe it, believe it. I love everything about it because the thing that I love the most about being from the middle of nowhere is that the women in my family are stronger than any man I ever met in my whole life. My Aunt Penny could pick up a cow and carry it for a mile. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? The women in my family were bad fucking ass. My grandma, toughest woman I ever met in my entire life, okay? She grew up the oldest of 9 kids on a tobacco farm in Eastern Kentucky. That's some baller shit, okay? She had her first fucking period in an outhouse. That is some baller shit. Are you that tough? Her first tampon was a sheep. Do you? Do you realize how fucked up your life had to be to look forward to the Kotex belt? To look forward to, oh God, that woman was a warrior. Veterans Day was for Grandma Judy, goddammit. Yes, absolutely. But the women in my family were absolutely badass, and they were part of how I figured out that I love the makeup, I love the clothes, I love to have a good time, but I never wanted to be a woman. I figured that out when I was about 5 years old because I ran away from my mom at a mall. If anyone here has kids, you know that if you have a 5-year-old, I don't care how many marathons you run, those motherfuckers are faster than you. So I ran way ahead of my mom, and she had to run up this escalator to try and catch me. And at that point, I said to myself, I could never carry titties upstairs. Women are stronger than I'll ever be. Something that I've noticed recently is that people have really like changed a lot of their values on what's important to them in a relationship. Can you put your hands together if you're on a date here tonight or with someone special? See, we got some young people out here in new relationships. Everything's different now. Like, okay, you two are on a date? Okay. How long have you been together? A couple months. Oh, I love this new moment. I love it. Oh God, I love when it's like 3 months in and no one knows what it is and they also still don't know how to fuck each other. I love it. I love a new romance. I love a new romance. But something I've noticed, like very modern, everyone is very much worried about like honesty in a relationship. This sounds very new to me. This sounds very newfangled and liberal and modern. I'm sorry. Telling a man the truth. Telling a man the truth. Anybody who has ever tried that knows you don't get jack shit out of it. Not whatsoever. If you tell a man the truth, you're gonna get the same thing a poor kid gets on Christmas, and that's disappointed. Okay? Don't do it. They don't even need to know your real first name, okay? Wear a wig. Like, don't. Witness protection program until he buys you a house, okay? Think the fuck ahead. You got to. Because, like, I don't know, I bring up men because I've been trying to date them for the past 10 years, and I honestly think gay men are a task I'm unprepared to complete. I don't think I can do it. I really don't think I can do it. Because, like, I don't know, I'm 26 years old. Don't be shocked. I'm 26 years old, and I have already seen so much with men. There's this new statistic out that says, apparently, that 1 in 10 Americans is functionally illiterate. That made me realize I've dated 20 dudes. Anybody else do some quick math there? I'm 26 years old and I've already dated 2 men who couldn't fucking read. This is America. Like, I don't know, it's not my fault. They all had big fat asses and I got distracted. I'm sorry. It jiggled. But like, I don't know, after the second one, it's just gotta be funny. I call one of my exes Sylvan for the learning center he never went to. Oh, God. And like, the worst part of it all is that for both of them, it took me months to figure it out. The first guy, we were together for almost 10 months before I figured out he couldn't fucking read. We could have had a baby. And if you can't figure out until you're at the year mark that they can't read, you're locked in. I didn't leave them for another year and a half. You're locked the fuck in. But I mean, really, if you think about that, who's the bigger dumbass? Them for making it to their 30s without being able to read? Or me having 2 degrees and not being able to fucking tell? Who is the bigger dumbass? I don't know. So like, my last stop left on the man train before I disembark into lesbianism. I'll find myself a nice wife with a buzz cut named Merle. She'll have cargo shorts and a pocket knife. Warm hugs and a big heart. It'll be beautiful. But my last stop before I finally just give up on men totally has been dating older men. I don't know if any of you in this room have never tried sex with an older man. I really recommend it. Because I mean, think about it. How do you find an old man in the dark? It ain't hard. Oh, God. There's just something really special for me about being with a guy who's a lot older and is financially independent, because I need a guy with a big house. Like, it's not even about money at this point. I, like most great works of art, require distance to be appreciated. Okay? Think about me on the West Wing's 3rd floor. But like, dating older men, it's been like kind of a journey, we'll just put it that way. And if there are any straight guys here who think, no, this dating man doesn't have jack fucking shit to do with me, I'm never gonna date an old man, you might run out of money and hope. So, I would just say before you close your ears, be grateful you had a friend named Miss Brown, okay? Because, like, dating an old man, and I'm at this point, I like dating older men. Like, I want a guy so old that his kids don't let him drive anymore. That's love to me. I want to be with a guy so old that he tries to order Ariana Grande at Starbucks. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want a guy who flirts with me by saying, "I've got hot nuts, 10 cents a bag." That looks like fun to me. I want to be with a guy so old that he calls Joe Biden young man. That's who I am. That's what I want. But if you've ever wondered, if you ever had any curiosity about how an old gay man asks out a young black man, I'm gonna walk you through this for hopefully the only time in your fucking lives, okay? Okay, this is exactly what that phone call sounds like.
So I'm gonna come over in a white limo. I'm gonna be driving the limo, and I'm gonna be wearing a white suit with tails. So I'm gonna sit in the front, and my mother's gonna be in the back seat. I'm gonna pick you up, and we're gonna drive to Hollywood Beach and fly a kite with my mother.
This is my life! This is my life! I used to be an opera singer! I sang in 9 languages and I speak 4, and I'm out here stuck with Madonna's first choreographer so I can eat a steak this month! Prince is dead, and I'm still here, and I can't fucking take it. Okay? I can't. It's sick. It's sick. And people always tell me, "Miss Brown, you don't have to date older men. You don't have to do this to yourself." The fuck I don't. The fuck I don't. You want a man so you can delete Tinder and Bumble and Hinge. I want a man so I can delete Outlook, Teams, and Slack. Ain't nothing going on but the rent, okay? I never wanted to be a woman. I wanted to be one of those femme fatales in a black and white movie from the 1950s. You know, like one of those women who's so sexy she can smoke a cigarette right out of her pussy. You know? You know, those women who are so hot that when they move to town and kill their husband, they can get away with it because they let the lawyer touch their knee. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be one of those women who is so sexy that she could walk right up to you and say, "If you don't keep your dog and your man on a leash, they're both mine now." That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be so goddamn sexy I could make a parked car honk. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be so goddamn sexy that bottles of milk would explode in the grocery store when I walked by, okay? I wanted to be a problem. I never wanted to be a woman. I wanted to be Marilyn Monroe. Like, there's no surgery for that, I'm pretty sure. We'll follow up with the doctors. But, like, I don't know. The only woman that I've really been able to, like, want to risk it all for, my real celebrity crush, Megan Thee Stallion. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. I'm telling you, I would do anything for Megan Thee Stallion. I would slam my dick in a door if she promised to kiss it better. I would. I love Megan Thee Stallion. Oh my God. If we can't be sexual partners, I'd settle for business partners. I want to produce a true crime show with her, and she could be the host, and we'll call it Dead Body Yaddy Yaddy. And then the only other, like, because I feel like most people my age had some weird cartoon crush. I never really did except for Jessica Rabbit. If I was straight, Jessica Rabbit would definitely have been one of my first 3 wives. I'm convinced, but I don't know. Third's supposed to be the lucky chance, so maybe the first time I'll marry SpongeBob, so it works out. I don't know. You know, the things I think about. Okay, so I'm from this little tiny town about 300 miles south of Chicago called Springfield, Illinois. You ever been there? Yeah, we have an Abraham Lincoln Museum. It's disgusting. It's sick. The Abraham Lincoln Presidential Museum and Library. There are 7 books in there. It's not a library. The security guards wear Batman belt buckles. Do not keep anything important there. There's this, what would you call it? You know when they have statues and shit? A bust. There you go. I asked somebody who looked like they had a job. I'm sorry. You look like you went to college. I can trust you. They have this bust of Abraham Lincoln in Springfield, Illinois, and it's a tradition where I'm from that you go rub his nose. You pick your kids up and have him rub his nose for good luck. And the tip of his nose is like 4 shades lighter than the rest of him. Abraham Lincoln was uncircumcised. But a lot of people ask me, was it rough being mixed and, being biracial out there? But I had a blast, okay? Because everyone got to be who we were. My older brother's 15 years older than me. He got to punch holes in walls. I got to decorate around him. We all got to be who we were. But the Abraham Lincoln Museum opened up when I was 10 years old, I think in the 4th grade, and I bring it up because it changed everything about my adult life. I'm so serious. Because at that museum, when I was in 3rd or 4th grade, they had an exhibit that was every single dress that all of the first ladies had worn in their official White House portraits. I made my grandma take me 9 times in 2 months. There were no surprises with my faggot ass. None at all. None at all. And I remember being a little kid and walking through this beautiful exhibit, and I will never forget the day that I made eye contact with Her Royal Highness herself, Jackie Kennedy, in her official White House portrait. And I remember thinking to myself at that age, I've never seen anything like this peach sorbet marble chiffon. I knew some things about myself. I didn't know if I was a boy or a girl. I didn't know if I liked boys or girls, but I needed that dress. I needed it. I needed it. To this day, if you're ever trying to set a bear trap for a gay man, you just need a pretty lady in a pretty dress in a big house making bad decisions. That's what we like. Give me a first lady or a chick flick and I'm having a blast. We are partying in that house, absolutely. When we whore out Abraham Lincoln, because it's all we have in downstate Illinois. It's all we have. We literally didn't even have indoor plumbing till the late 60s, okay? All we got's Abraham Lincoln. If you ever get the chance to visit, you'll know I told you that they take you on a tour of Abraham Lincoln's home and of his law office. And at his house, there's a bedroom for his kids and a bedroom for him and his wife. But in his law office, which he shared with a partner, there was only one bedroom. Do you know what that means? Not only did they fuck, they cuddled afterwards. I know a sister when I see one. I don't know how clearly I can make it, but I want you to know that Abraham Lincoln took a lot more than a bullet before he died. Before I get out of here, because you've just been the best audience, I want to tell you, yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Because you have been the absolute best, I want to tell you a real life story, a true life story that nobody else can tell you, because there were other people there, but none of those motherfuckers are funny. So you're stuck with me. So to tell this story, I have to admit something kind of embarrassing, so don't get mad at me here. But I miss really dumb shit about being younger. I miss stupid shit, not having bills, no, not having to cook, no. I miss the sound of a fist fight at 7:30 in the morning. So bad. Do you remember this shit in high school? Yes. Oh my God, I could moan. It was beautiful. There is something so beautiful about seeing young people just beat the fuck out of each other on an empty stomach. They don't have anything in their systems but a Monster Energy drink and bloody gums. And it's enough. It's enough. It's beautiful. I loved the fights when I was in high school because, for me, I was really focused. I love comedy. I'm not going to say it's my dream job because I know maybe one day I could be a bookie for high school fights. I'm holding out hope. I'll wear a visor and everything. I'm ready. Because when I was in high school, I was fascinated with the fights because the boy fights were so boring. Because if you really pay attention, every time a man throws a punch, he grunts like he's coming. Listen, it's weird. It's useless. It's no fun at all. It's not even hot. It's no fun. And the girl fights were always really my jam because the girl fights lasted longer because they were quieter, because they didn't want to be seen, they didn't want to be heard. They wanted revenge. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. There was something so amazing about watching two young girls beat the shit out of each other till someone's titty came out of their bra. And then as the security guards pulled them away, the titty stayed out and they were still screaming and punching the air. It made me feel so American. But when I was in high school, the boy fights were boring as shit. The girl fights were fascinating, but the gay fights were historic, okay? The gay fights were absolutely historic in my high school. Pearl Harbor ain't got shit on two faggots in a bad mood, okay? You have no idea. Okay, I may not be old enough to remember 9/11, but I will never forget the Battle of the Booty Bandits in 2014. Okay? That's my Roman Empire. Yes, I will never forget that shit from my sophomore year in high school. Okay, so for background, on one side of this fight, we have this one boy, we'll call him Freckles. He was the only other light-skinned gay kid in my high school, and because I didn't grow up in an episode of Glee, we did not date or go out. So, not at all. And then on the other side of this fight, we have this real skinny goth bastard with the bangs and shit. We'll call him Hot Topic. Okay. So one day, Hot Topic thought it would be a really funny idea at lunch to walk behind Freckles and call him a faggot. Well, I guess Freckles had like a bad show choir rehearsal that morning, because sis was in no mood, okay? In no mood whatsoever. So when that happened, when Hot Topic got that smart mouth, Freckles turned around and beat the shit out of that living, breathing piece of band merch. It was beautiful. Oh my God. He was doing such a good job of beating up that little piece of fucking chewed up gum that the security guards saw him do it and just turned around. They didn't want to interrupt justice. They would never. No, it was amazing watching Freckles fuck up Hot Topic. He fucked him up in all three rooms we ate in, the small room, the medium room, the large room. It was a gay Goldilocks of self-defense. It was amazing. But the reason I tell that story on stage is because after Freckles fucked up Hot Topic like he'd put them mixed in mixed martial arts, after that happened, neither me or Freckles ever got bullied ever again the entire time we were in high school, because we were both mixed, because we were both gay, because Freckles could throw hands, and because not everyone could tell us apart. Is that a bet you want to lose? So I guess I bring that up to make a bit of a bigger point. If you look at everything that contributed to me being protected for the rest of the time that I was a young person, it's kind of fucked up. You have toxic masculinity, you've got racism, you've got homophobia, you've got male violence, and on their own, each one of those things isolated can fuck your life up. But if you mix them together like a potion from Harry Potter, they can help a bitch out sometimes. So I'm asking you, if you're ever in a pinch, if you're ever in a tough situation and you need someone's ass beat, be smart and look for a black gay guy, okay? Because you can trust a black man to take no shit and you can trust a faggot to make a scene. I love us. Yes. Thank you so much for listening to my gay jokes, or as I call them, fairy tales. Thank you. Yes, now, if you had fun tonight, it's because I have been on stage for the past 15 years, because I took my first voice lessons the day after I turned 11. Before I did stand-up, I trained to be an opera singer for about 8 years. Would y'all like a little bit of music before we say goodbye? Non ci vedrem più forse. Siate felice, addio, ma conosca il sacrificio ch'io consumai d'amore, che sarà addio, felice siate, addio.
Thank you.
Wait